Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we're going to get right into the weekly reading for Sagittarius. Now, before we get into it, let me just let you all know that I'm going to be giving away a Christmas gift to one of my subscribers. And it's going to be this beautiful Spirit Animal Oracle deck. All right, it's already opened and this deck has been unboxed. There is an unboxing video where I go through every single card so you can look at all of the cards and really get a feel for the deck. That's linked at the top of the description. But you, of course, if you are the lucky winner of the deck, you will, of course, get a brand new one that's still in its plastic, delivered to your location on Christmas evening or Christmas Day, depending on where you're at. Now, that's just a little thank you. This is my first Christmas on YouTube. This is my first year on YouTube. I have been reading tarot for over 25 years, but this is the first time I've been doing it in this way, and I am so thrilled to have so many of you really supporting me, watching me, commenting, liking the videos, and sharing them on your social media. It's been like an incredible journey so far for me, and I just wanted to be able to give something back. As my channel grows, hopefully I will be able to give more and more tarot decks out. It is one of my objectives for my channel, is to indeed do a lot of unboxings so you can be more familiar with some of the decks, and then go ahead to give quite a few of them away. All right, I'd love to be able to give one away for each sign each month, but we'll see how things go. All right, guys, straight out the gate, we have Playfulness, Sagittarius. This week is calling for you to be playful, make the effort. And we have Attraction. Wow, well, this is very nice indeed. Let's go ahead and pull out your animal spirits. Now, my regulars know that I usually don't get into the romance angel cards so much right now because really the messages are self-explanatory, right? I don't need to intuit anything here. Playfulness, make the effort, and attraction, right? So this is just a general idea of what the angels see for you this week, the spirits see for you, the energies are geared towards. And certainly, of course, this isn't going to relate to all Sagittarius, right? So just take what resonates for you. But these are all very nice messages, so I would like for them all to resonate for you, right? There's nothing sort of untoward or something that you have to worry about here. And of course, we are well into Sagittarius season. We are also well into beginning the end of this year, the first week of December, and a month that really promises to be full of surprises, good surprises, and just surprises, right? So let's just see what your animal spirits are going to be for this week, Sagittarius. And of course, animal spirits, you can see I'm giving away an animal spirit animal oracle deck. I love working with animal spirits because there are so many different energies that they can bring, and they can really hone in on a particular sort of energy that might be needed or called for. So let's go. We have this tarantula. Wow. Fire energy. You are at a crossroads, my lovely Sagittarius. Fish. Water energy showed up earlier this week. I believe it was for Aries, not sure. And then we have the dolphin, more water energy. Now, I went back to review, and in my log, I do keep track of my readings. And your December love reading was very much about, you know, seeing the writing on the wall in a particular relationship for some of you, where you knew that the relationship was not really for you. There was a lot of turmoil, a lot of power struggle, and, you know, a lot of you are coming out of that and really moving on with your life. You're doing a real sort of leap up. And it's interesting, and I mentioned that because that video will be linked at the top of this description as well. But it's interesting because we do have tarantula energy. Now, tarantula energy is fire element, and the tarantula talks about being at a crossroads in your life. And I feel like that love reading also discussed that in terms of being at a crossroads with what type of relationships you will tolerate or engage in here forward. It's like everybody, I feel like my Sagittarius collective is making a huge sort of leap forward in sort of their bar, right? The bar. in terms of what you may have dealt with sort of certain kinds of relationships in the past. You may have dealt with certain kinds of people where you made a lot of excuses perhaps, or you compromised for their shortcomings. I feel like a lot of you are deciding this point forward that there's only certain kind of people that you're going to invest in. There's only certain, you know what I mean? You're setting real boundaries for your life and a real sort of raising up of sort of what you require of others. Tarantula talks about that. There's a crossroads in your life right now happening for some of you. This is a very heavy life destiny card, right? There's a crossroads for some of you. And the tarantula energy, the tarantula is representative of this because the tarantula, if you've ever seen them in the wild, they are absolutely still. Oftentimes people think they're dead, right? Is it alive? It shows no signs of movement whatsoever. So the tarantula is really sort of symbolic of making a very sort of calculated, thought out, considered, intentional move because you know how important the next step is. And for some of you Sagittarius, you really are at a crossroads in life. And it's like very much down to you which way you're deciding to go. And I mentioned the love reading because I think that is also sort of a lot to do with that. I myself am a Sagittarius, folks. I have my Sun, Mercury, Jupiter, and Uranus in Sagittarius. Jupiter and Uranus in Sagittarius, and they're having an aspect together this month in December. So who knows what's going to happen for me, but so I resonate very strongly, obviously, with Sagittarian energy, and so I understand the struggle, guys, Fish, water energy. The fish is interesting also because this talks about someone who really is sort of like, oh, let life's current take me where I want to go. They're not very committed. They're sort of like have this real sort of bohemian attitude of just, traipsing through life, but not so much like, there's a difference, right? There are people out there who are very sort of, they're very independent, they're very adventurous, they travel around, etc., etc., but they still put the effort in. That doesn't mean they don't put effort in, right? They're adventurous and they're world traveled. They may have a wanderlust, but they've managed to put enough sort of commitment in to get their degree, or they have a long track history under their belt for a certain career, or they have long-term relationships, long-term friendships throughout those years, and long-term intimate relationships throughout those years. Yet they're adventurous. Then you have people who are resonating with fish energy. And fish energy are those people who, they're living life, to the fullest, but they accomplish very little. They have very little sort of real accomplishments under their belt besides just going where the wind takes them. They have very few sort of deep relationships with people because they don't take the time to spend it or put the effort in. They have very slippery relationships, very ones that are here today, gone tomorrow. There is no sort of stability in their life. And this is fish energy. And you have to take care when this energy comes in because the fish, he can really get caught up. Sometimes it's just because he gets caught up in the currents of life. And it's also sort of his attitude, his sort of mentality or his mindset towards life. It's this like not really understanding that, going with the flow doesn't necessarily mean that you don't make an effort, that you don't try, that you don't take responsibility for your actions. There we go. There's the horn going off. This is happening in my readings lately. I do live on the East Coast in the city, so usually the noise is down, but last couple of readings, at certain times, the horn goes off. So I guess whatever that means to you, right? Okay, so let's get into another one. The last one, of course, beautiful dolphin energy, water energy. The dolphin is synonymous with ultimate healing on every level, right? I mean, we already know that dolphins are used for rehabilitation, mental rehabilitation, emotional rehabilitation, and can sometimes even work with people who are doing physical rehabilitation because they work with them in the water, and because just in general, the impact that the energy of the dolphin has on a human psyche is so sort of significant that, even scientists and doctors agree that there is a healing component for whatever reason. And the dolphin just has really highly intuitive. They are extremely empathic. right? The dolphin is very, very empathic, and this is what allows them to heal people or to work with people to find their own healing, because the dolphin is one of these creatures that can really feel your pain. They can feel what you're feeling, and so they can feel it. And this is how an empath someone who is empathic should be able to help. And this is not a hoity-toity empath, like, oh, you know what I mean? Okay, there's those who do it for real, and then there's those who say they do it. But a true empathic individual, their ability to be able to feel what you're going through, but without having that personal connection, because it's not them going through it. They can feel it, but they're not impacted by it the way you are. These are individuals who can then... because they can then search their feelings in a different way than you can, because you're actually connected to them. They can search those feelings very objectively, and then they can give you what you need to heal, right? And I'm just explaining the metaphysics behind healing and empathic work. This is how it works, right? When it's done the right way, which a dolphin that doesn't suffer from ego like people do, they're great healers. Dolphins always going to be very good at this job, because they don't have any ego that's standing in the way, and they still have this highly, highly empathic ability to feel others, and so therefore to then give them back the exact right energy or mood or feeling that they know the person needs to get better, to feel better, to slowly begin to heal. And ultimately, it's all a vibration of love, right? There's an infinite amount of vibrations out there, and they're all just a version of love, whether it's a distorted vibration or a harmonic vibration. It could be a dissonant vibration. It's all a vibration of love. All right, let's get down into it. We're going to pull out your cards, Sagittarius, anywhere from 4 to 6 3-card spreads. I got a little bit deeper into the animal spirits for you guys, because I'm giving away an animal spirit deck, and so... just so you know what kind of energy we're dealing with. All right, guys. Let's pull it out. And of course, if you want to be in the running for that deck, all you have to do is be a subscriber to my channel and leave me a comment letting me know that you're interested in receiving it. Because of course, I don't want to give it to somebody who has no interest in actually receiving or working with the tarot themselves, okay? So we have 9 of Swords straight out the gate. Let's move everything up so we can see it. All right, and we have Queen of Swords, more swords, and finally more swords, 6 of Swords. So this is a very mental week for some of you, Sagittarius. It's all about this week. You're coming into a 9 of Swords. Some of you are feeling a lot of regret about something. You're having a lot of sleepless nights and worries about something that happened. It could very well be that you had some kind of an argument, or something went wrong somewhere along the line with someone. This is definitely something to do with communication, right? Or perhaps a lack of communication. Perhaps the communication broke down, and now you're just feeling really kind of upset about it, right? 9 of Swords is a very sort of guilt-orientated card as well. It's the regret that we feel, the sleepless nights we have. Oftentimes when we have sleepless nights and things like that, it's because there's a component of our own sort of regret involved, or our own sort of guilt that may be involved in a situation. What have I done? How could I have done it differently? You know, in any case, so you're coming into this week with a little bit of this energy. It could be that you need to do some healing, and you're met with a Queen of Swords. And it's quite interesting, because the Queen of Swords talks about letting go of trying to be someone you're not, right? And I think that this feeling, right, I'm going to say to you, Sagittarius, right, I think this feeling of 9 of Swords, it's not so much about what you feeling guilt about something that you did and that you regretted so much. I think you're feeling very, very upset because you're in a situation right now where you're kind of acting in such a way that it's not who you are. Something has happened. Perhaps somebody has upset you in such a way that they've brought you down to their level, right? An example would be, say you're involved with somebody in like some kind of relationship, toxic relationship, and they are really toxic, you know? They're really sort of like spiteful and they're really sort of like underhanded, you know? You guys are together. This could be an example of say even in a love relationship, say you're together and yeah, they say they care for you, but then when they get angry or when they get, you know, when they show their ass, basically, they do this really nasty stuff. They get really petty. And then you kind of engage on that level, right? You find yourself being petty. You find yourself suddenly being spiteful. You find yourself suddenly like feeling in such a way or acting in such a way that you're like, Jesus, this isn't who I am. And I think a lot of this Nine of Swords, perhaps for some of you, is that feeling. That feeling of like, what have I gotten myself into with this person? Why am I so unhappy? Now I'm doing shit that I don't even know where that came from. It's like, but this week you're met with a Queen of Swords. And this is why I say this is the nature of your upset, right? Your restlessness. Because the Queen of Swords is an energy that tells us to stop trying to be someone we're not. Cut away the mask that you're wearing. Don't pretend to be all things to all people. This is going to be a person or an event that comes in this week for you, Sagittarius, that's going to reestablish this idea. You are generally a very independent person, but however, Sagittarius can also be very compromising when it comes to others. So, and so in this way, you have maybe been over-compromising and finding yourself in a situation where you're just not who you are. You find this out this week, and you come away from this toxic situation. Six of Swords. You move forward with harmony. You know, you move forward with harmony, and you decide to sort of leave this toxic situation behind. Another Six of Wands. Another Six of Pentacles and Ace of Wands. This week is all about moving towards harmony for a lot of you Sagittarius, especially with this tarantula energy of being at a crossroads. Like I said, a lot of you are resonating up and you're choosing to have a higher level of engagement with people. I wouldn't even be surprised if Eight of Cups shows up. Higher level of engagement, right? And all of that, because some of you are choosing to take that step towards a more harmonious life, a life with less strife and turmoil. And I think you're taking responsibility for your choices in that vein. So here we have more sixes, more journeying to harmony for you, Sagittarius. Six of Wands is a victory. You come into this week, Sagittarius, feeling absolutely victorious. Some of you, and this is very public, so people are going to see your victory. Some of you may have been working on something that nobody believed you could accomplish. You may have been working on a business or something. It was something creative, something that you feel very passionate about, because this is a Wands card. So you have won in an area of your life that you feel very passionate about. It's a public victory, and the Six of Pentacles comes in. You're met with money coming in. Money coming in a very, and Six of Pentacles, it talks about harmony as well. It talks about being charitable. It talks about someone who gives, who understands the nature of giving and what they receive by giving. Those scales, sometimes people misinterpret those scales as weighing out who he's going to give money to, which is a very typically Western sort of value-based way of interpreting this card. The scales are actually a scale for himself in terms of wanting to be balanced, not wanting to be too much of a miser and greedy, and also at the same time having that need for self-preservation and having the need for giving, you know, having a balance within yourself. In all areas of our life, we seek to find a harmonious balance. And so do we in our career and our finance and our sort of financial status, right? And our coin. We want to have enough for ourselves, but we also want to have enough that we can give back to the world so that we can actually, you know, feel good about what we're doing in the world, right? Raising up sort of that level, you know, our business or our career up to a level of higher value than just sort of collecting money. Six of Pentacles can also indicate charitable work. Some of you may get this victory coming in this week that's very public. In a sense, okay, some of you may be getting an award. You may be going to a dinner. You may, suddenly people may be hearing that your business is skyrocketed, or whatever the case may be. This is going to be very much like a socially, everybody in your social world is going to see the victory and see, oh, look at Sagittarius, they're looking good. Or look at Sagittarius, did you hear she got that promotion? Or look at, oh, did you hear she opened up that store and it's doing great? Like, you know what I mean? It's that kind of energy. And then, of course, you may be coming into doing some charitable work this week as well. But in any case, your coin comes up and you feel this feeling of finally being able to do the things you want to do. You round the week off with an Ace of Wands in the sense that some of you get right back into another, whatever this endeavor was that brought this victory expands down another path altogether because Ace of Wands comes in. So Ace of Wands is, again, a new beginning in something that's very passionate for you. Some of you, this could indicate a new love connection, traction. Ace of Wands is the great phallic symbol in the deck. So for some of you, you come in on a victory. This is Sagittarius season. So I'm on the 7th. My birthday is the 7th. Some of you are going to be having birthdays this week. So it could very well be that you come in, you have this great week, money comes in, you know, your gifts and stuff, you know, and then you meet a lover. In any case, this is going to be a great, great week for some of you, and certainly a week of balance, a week of harmony, but definitely a week of sort of vindication for a lot of you. The Fool, the Page of Pentacles, and the Four of Cups. Wow. So some of you are starting a new sort of endeavor in life here. Again, Fool energy and Tarantula energy are hand in hand here because, of course, the Fool doesn't move on to the next stage of his life until he's learned something from the previous stage. And the Tarantula shows up when we are making a choice about which path to take in life. And these are lifelong paths, right? So this is a very destined, fated period for a lot of you Sagittarius. Not the least that it's also your birthday month and your season, but it's the energies and it's the planetary aspects for this particular December and everything. Because a lot of us Sagittarius have had a rough couple of years. I'm going to tell you. We have had a rough couple of years, me included, right? Everyone, you know, and a lot of the readings and certainly a lot of the horoscopes out there, people who've been doing it for years, they will tell you, a lot of them will tell you that in their readings, they've seen Sagittarius really go through it. But so many of us and so many of you out there are really resonating up highly. Look at this beautiful coloring. So the Fool comes in, you're starting a new stage in your life, and you are met with a Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles could indeed be an individual, or it could just be an energy that's coming into you right now. You're being very, very practical this week, Sagittarius. Like, you're being really practical. You're about to move forward. You're making this decision. I think for some of you, you are cutting off relationships in a very sort of business-like fashion, right? Because Page of Pentacles talks about being extremely practical, extremely sort of like, it's earthy, right? It's overcoming. Pages are talk about overcoming the fears in a particular suit. Here we talk with Page of Pentacles is somebody who's not only very practical and very handy, able to solve problems and really good on a hop, right? Really good in the earthly world. But this is also somebody who's overcoming their initial fears and getting out in the world and chasing their dreams and wanting to manifest their goals with regard to careers and money and things like that. Taking that chance, having that first conversation. This is why Page of Pentacles is often indicated and often associated with sort of that first conversation you have with someone, or that, you know, first message that you give that you're interested in talking about a business plan, or it could be the first stages of setting a strategy. In this case, I feel very much Sagittarius, because you're really resonating up. You're taking a new step in your life, and a lot of you are taking the step towards, obviously, something you truly desire, because this Fool is coming in very intentionally, certainly with Tarantula, because Tarantula has to make a decision. So this is not a new path that's being sort of thrown on you, Sagittarius. You're choosing this path, and part of you choosing for this path is getting rid of any kind of in a very practical way, just planning and getting ready. I want to say I feel Chariot energy at play. In any case, you round the week off with a Four of Cups, and I'm laughing because it's like a lot of you are cutting people off. Like, yeah, you can't come. Nope. Yeah, and you can't come. Yeah, I'm shifting up. I'm about to not have to live like this. I'm about to not even have to live in this place. I'm about to buy me a house, or I'm about to move. I'm about to travel. You know, so many of you are about to do so many incredible things that are so close to you, your heart. And they don't necessarily have to include money and things like this, but they're things that you feel so passionate about, and you're moving into such a productive stage in your life. And then so you guys are saying, yeah, okay, so now I'm doubling down on the type of people I want to have in this next stage of my life. And I'm not taking anybody toxic with me. I'm not taking any losers, any bums. I'm not taking nobody who's not going to put the effort in. I'm not taking nobody who's just handing me a cup of love and not telling me what I should expect in that cup of love. I'm not taking any of this bullshit, period. If you can't resonate up to my level, you can't be at my level. And that's why I'm laughing, because I was trying to tease that message out, but I was hit with that feeling so hard when that spread came out. Ace of Cups, Queen of Cups, and Hanged Man energy. Oh, wow. Okay. Some of you come into this week just overflowing, right, with love, right? You come across the Queen of Cups, but you round out with Hanged Man. This is quite interesting. So you come into the week with an Ace of Cups, and I want to say this is a really strong attraction that you have for somebody, Sagittarius. It could be a new attraction that just happened most recently, right? And you felt really, really, really good about it. You're coming into this week feeling really good about it. You are met with a Queen of Cups energy in a sense that you're met with this feeling of wanting to exchange and really sort of get closer. This is the initial stage, right? And then the Queen of Cups, it's like, okay, well, let's start talking. Let's start, let's start exchanging, our emotions and feelings. Let's get to know each other. And you're hit with a Hanged Man. And I'm laughing again, Sagittarius, because once again, this feels to me like you are going to be like, as soon as you begin to sort of exchange something with this person or begin to talk to them, you're going to be like, oh, yeah, okay, you're one of them. You're stuck. You're one of these people that I can't take you with me. I can't take you with me on my journey. I can't fuck with you like that, basically, right? This person may be a very slippery individual, because you're hit with this Hanged Man energy. You come in with all this love, and then the week rounds off with Hanged Man energy, and there's no way that you guys are just waking up, right? This is not for somebody who's just waking up. So, this is a realization. You are realizing, if anything, because the Hanged Man comes in when we wake up. And I think for a lot of you, you're waking up to very quickly realizing and sizing people up, right? You've had enough experience now with enough people that you're very quick to sort of be able to size someone up and realize, oh, this is not ever going to work, because you are one of these type of people. Like, you say all the good stuff, but you don't follow through. You know what I mean? Like, you just already have seen the writing on the wall. It started off really, really nice, but some of you, this is going to be a love relationship that maybe the last couple weeks or last couple months, it was nice and sweet and just was very sort of innocent, or maybe you guys are just getting together, having sex, whatever. But the moment it gets to a place where you guys start to exchange emotions, and this week you start to try to get a little deeper, you realize that this person is absolutely not what you want. This is, you wake up to the fact that they're in their Hanged Man, like they're pre-Hanged Man. They're just not somebody who's going to be able to budge or move for you. Death, 10 of Wands, and the 4 of Pentacles. I'm going to leave it there. Death, 10 of Wands, interesting. So some of you guys are coming in this week absolutely with a huge change. Again, I'm going to say crossroads. 10 of Wands talks about laying down a burden. Huge changes come in, and you are finally able to lay down a responsibility or a burden. You are finally able to say goodbye to a period of your life where you have been carrying a lot of stress. A lot of stress, a lot of responsibility, a lot of burdens. Maybe even some self-doubt. A lot of times that you had to sort of take, knocks and injuries, right? And you've had to sort of keep on pushing forward, nevertheless, without being sort of stopped, right? You can see the person, he still moves forward, but it's like, oh, God, it's this, a period of your life where despite whatever you had to go through, you had to get yourself up every day, you had to keep on going. But it's the end of that. There's physical, emotional, mental changes coming in with death. You round the week off with a 4 of Pentacles. I'm going to say this 4 of Pentacles is quite interesting. You do round the week off with a 4 of Pentacles is also stability in finance, but it can also be this feeling of wanting to hold on too tight. For some of you, money may be beginning to come in as a result of this huge change, because you're resonating up, saying goodbye. 10 of Wands is saying goodbye to a very difficult period with this Death card. I'm going to say for some of you, money and sort of a better way in life is certainly going to come in. your money is certainly going to stabilize. Four of Pentacles talks about stabilizing your finances, right? But you do round this week off with a little bit of worry that it may all go away or that it may be threatened some way. This is really just the anxiety I think that some of you are going to be feeling. That will be natural for you to feel when you're starting to get rewards and blessings coming in after a very lean period, right? When the money starts to come in or the business starts to pick up or the career starts to pick up or what have you, the obstacles are cleared and things start to work out. Sometimes we do have a little fear of, oh shit, you know, do I need to hold on to all of this? Is this just going to disappear later? This is just more like an anxiety, I want to say, Sagittarius, and this is more just to do with you kind of like healing a little bit from this period of time that you've been in. The changes that are coming are promising to be very, very good indeed. All right, Sagittarius, don't forget to subscribe and let me know if you want this beautiful Spirit Animal Oracle deck from Colette Baron Reed. A very, very lovely, lovely deck. Don't forget to go to that link at the top of the description if you want to see the unboxing video that I did for that. That was a live stream video, and it is up. If you enjoyed this weekly forecast, go ahead and leave me a comment, like it, subscribe. All of that is continuing to help me grow my channel and is allowing me to do things like give away the Spirit Animal Oracle, which I am so thrilled to do. So, for right now, Sagittarius, please have a wonderful, wonderful first week of December. We are getting halfway. It's going to be that's the second week, right, of your Sagittarius season. So then we have 2 more, and then we will be hitting for Capricorn. But right now, it's all about Sagittarius, and I love you guys so much. Bye-bye now.